This is Theodore. Theodore is the president of a sizable bank. He enjoys his job very much. Part of Theodore's job as the president of the bank is to keep up with any news that happens in the banking world. There's a lot of news going around all the time about banks across the country, but sometimes the sources that report this news are not reliable. Theodore has had difficulty finding good, trustworthy news in the past, but he's learned a few good guidelines along the way. The first thing Theodore always looks for is the date of the publication. This helps Theodore determine whether the news is current and up to date. The second thing Theodore does, especially if he is browsing the internet, is he checks the source of the news being published. If a news article is found on a website ending in .edu, .gov, or .org, the news is likely to be more reliable depending on the context. He's always careful when looking at content from websites ending in .com and .net because the standards for these websites are not as stringent as others. The last thing Theodore checks is the professionalism of the source. Using his best judgment, Theodore determines whether the source looks professional. A lot can be determined about a source just by the way it looks. Theodore often gives advice to his coworkers and fellow business owners about finding reliable news. His favorite piece of advice to give is to always question whether a source is opinion or fact. The more factual a source is, the more reliable it is. Theodore is really good at his job, and this is largely due to his diligence in finding good and reliable news. Follow Theodore's guidelines, and you'll be able to weed out the bad news in order to find the good news.